Welcome back to the channel, guys. Easy Crypto here. So today we're going to be talking about why we are still massively early in this particular market, in the crypto market itself, and even in Bitcoin, guys. So over the last few days, we've seen some really good pumps in Bitcoin. We're now at 48,000. We've just passed that particular mark, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And I do think we'll continue pushing for a little time further as well. So it's going to be a less degen type video. I'm not going to talk about any particular altcoins in this video. I'm going to talk about crypto as a whole. And I know the sentiment out there is pretty varied. So people are saying that we are going to go down. We're going to have a 40% retracement, which we had in the last bull cycle before we hit the halving, guys. Now, personally, I don't think that's going to be the case. We might have a consolidation period, but I do not think we're going to have a 40% retracement. And I think to be honest, the scariest thing for me is sitting on the sidelines right now because of all the ETFs approvals we've had, because of where we are in this particular cycle. I think the stupidest thing you could do is sit on the sidelines right now. I think you need to be making your plays known and getting involved in the market, guys. So with that, I'm going to take you through the start of the video. So Bitcoin, as I said, is just trading over $48,000. It's a really healthy sign. We're up roughly 12% on the week, which is brilliant, and that's in turn sent some of our altcoins up higher as well. So as we've done previously, I want to just take you through this chart here, which is the Bitcoin Rainbow chart. Anyone can access it on blockchaincenter.net. Recommend you have a look at that. So just move this out of the way for you. So as you can see here, this is where we are in the market currently. So this is the previous halving in 2020, guys. As you can see, this is where COVID hit. So as COVID hit, we had like a 40% retracement, and our Bitcoin value went all the way down to $5,000. Now this was a black swan event, guys. And for something like this to happen again, I really don't think it will, personally. As you can see, in 2016, in the halving there, as we see the blue line that's going up, that is the halving. So in 2016, guys, we had the halving here. What we did in 2016 is we actually continued all the way up to the halving and then had a retracement after the halving. So actually after the halving. Personally think this is more going to be the case this time as well. I do think we'll have a certain consolidation period after we hit the halving, but I don't think it will be a 40% retracement. I think it might be around a 10 to 15%, maybe 20% retracement from the levels that we're at, or potentially if we get to 50k, then we might come back down 20% from that particular level, and then we'll be off to the races. Obviously, this is not financial advice, and no one really knows the answer, and that is the key thing. No one knows the answer to this. We're all speculating. We can follow previous bull cycles, but ultimately, no one knows for sure, guys, based on this factor. So in my opinion, we're going to continue going up, maybe to the 50k mark until the halving, and then after that, I do believe we'll have a little retracement, and then we'll be off to the moon. So investing in higher cap altcoins is the best thing to do, in my opinion, right now. So I'll take you through to the path to altcoin season, which we have done previously, but I want to reinforce this in you guys. So path to altcoin season: phase 1 Bitcoin, phase 2 Ethereum, phase 3 large caps, and phase 4 is when we get to alt season. So Bitcoin dominance is surging at this moment in time. I think it's around 56% at the moment. So that's why you're seeing Bitcoin moving, and we've got to note what coins are moving as well as Bitcoin at this particular time, because that is going to show us what the first coins are going to move. And if we can time that, for example, Solana, HBAR, Casper, they've all been moving, well, not so much HBAR, but Solana and Casper have been moving pretty much in trend with Bitcoin. So if we can invest in these particular coins, then we can see quick gains in our altcoins and then reinvest them into some of the smaller altcoins later down the line, guys. So moving on, I wanted to bring this to your attention. This is the key thing when our altcoins are going to run. So obviously we can invest in Bitcoin or our larger cap coins, but obviously if we haven't got that capital to invest in Bitcoin, which majority of people won't, then we need to be looking at Bitcoin dominance, right? So we're at 53% Bitcoin dominance here, guys. So I've done a quick fib retracement on the last cycle, guys. So what I'm looking at here is I potentially think we might come in. I'm just going to zoom out of here because you can't really see this. So we might potentially come up to 57 to 61%. I feel like that is going to be our max Bitcoin dominance. Once we hit these 57 to 62, so between these two lines here, guys, at the 618 is going to, I personally believe at the 618, I feel like that's going to be probably the top out for Bitcoin dominance. Once we reach that level, I do believe then our altcoin, it is going to be altcoin season. As soon as it hits that level, I'm looking at my altcoins. I'm going to start investing more heavily into our lower cap altcoins. Right, so that's where my, your degen plays. That's where it's all going to come together there. So like on my favorite coins, like at the moment for degen coins, Hello. Right, I'll be investing. It's actually a good time to invest in Hello now because it's Sell the News event. What happened with their show? The price has gone down massively. It's a good time to buy Hello at these current prices. But things like Miria, Shrapnel, etc., etc. Once we reach a high on Bitcoin, our Bitcoin dominance is around the 618, which is about 61%. You can easily access this on TradingView, guys. Then I'd start to be looking to take some money out of our larger cap coins and then move over to our smaller coins, guys. That's my personal opinion on the matter. So just keep this in mind and have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. We're at 53% at the moment. We'll slowly increase probably around 57 to 60%, and then game over, it's altcoin season, right? So I believe that we've still got a good 6 months before we reach these levels, if not a little bit longer, guys. Just taking you through here, I want to take you through to this site. It's June.com. I want to just explain to you why I think this cycle is going to be slightly different to all the other cycles that we've had in the past. And that's why I'm being a little bit vague with some of my answers that I give, because personally I don't think anyone really knows how these ETFs will affect the actual 4-year Bitcoin cycle. And we can only speculate on this, but I'm going to give you the information that we've got here on the charts. Okay, guys, so this is how much money we have in the Bitcoin ETFs, which is 2.28 billion flows since the launch. So that's since the Bitcoin ETF launches. Now, as you can see here on the flows into Bitcoin ETFs, we've had quite a lot of selling from Grayscale. As you can see here, so on the 15th of January, we had a $399 million sale from Grayscale, guys. And as you can see here, on the next day, we've had a massive 669 million sale again on Grayscale. So Grayscale selling massively, but as you can see now, we're filtering down. We're further down. So we had a total net flow of 134 to start. Then we're 9, so we're moving lower and lower, and then now we're actually total net flow. We're in a positive, so we're in 423 million as of the 9th of February, guys. So selling is coming down. So the Grayscale selling is coming down. That's only going to increase the price. And I do want to make it clear as well, in my opinion, because of all this selling we've had from these ETFs from Grayscale, guys, the price is still holding well. So once Grayscale stops selling, then in my opinion the price is going to absolutely rocket. That's just personal opinion, guys, because we've managed to sustain a certain level with all this selling, which in my opinion is massively bullish, guys. So another thing I wanted to quickly show you, bringing you over to this article, at the current pace of selling, Grayscale has enough assets to do this for another 60 days straight. So that was on January the 22nd. We're praying for that spread trading blood, guys. So that's why we've seen these prices. Bitcoin hasn't rocketed after the ETF, guys, because of the selling. After the 60 days are done, in my opinion, we are going to see another increase in Bitcoin price. So moving on from there, what I wanted to show you as well is when gold had their ETF approved in 2004. So gold had their particular ETF approved in 2004, and this is what it did to the price, guys. So as you can see on the screen here on TradingView, this is when gold got approved, their ETF got approved. So this is spot gold US dollar. So when it got approved, it continued on a trend in the upwards direction, and it hasn't stopped since then, guys. So this is in December 2004. Well, it was just before December, and as you can see from here, it's taken a lot longer than what Bitcoin will do, but it's just continually rallied up with a little bit of consolidation here, but that's healthy for the market. As you can see, 400% move in the upwards direction, so it's absolutely massive. So another point I wanted to make is obviously the global liquidity cycle as well. So China injects 140 billion into the market in a major policy package to boost the economy. So China's doing it, UK's doing it, US are doing it, the Fed's doing it. So they're injecting money into the market. It's a US election year, so the US government want to show that they're doing well for the market and the people as well. So they're injecting money into the market. This happens on a global liquidity cycle. So in my opinion, this is going to push the price up, and this lines up exactly with the Bitcoin cycle. Liquidity cycle lines up exactly with the Bitcoin cycle, and I'll just move over to show you what that will do. So as you can see here, this is the central bank balance sheet. So this is the Fed, the Bank of England, and the Bank of Japan as well, and the European Central Bank, and this is their balance sheet basically. So Bitcoin halving ties in really well with the central bank's balance sheet. So as the balance sheets go up, crypto goes up as well. People have more money to play with, guys. People have a lot more money to play with, and it lines up perfectly. So you can see in 2020, we had a massive peak, and this is the injection of money into the market from all the central banks. All of them, guys. So we'll bring you to where this lines up. So obviously, as you can see, it's in 2020. We've seen a massive peak and all the way down to 21. As we're coming down now, Bitcoin price is down. But as you can see, we're literally just about to flip on this chart. So once we flip, then we're going to see the big moves in the market. People have got more money to play with, and they're more likely to invest in these particular assets such as Bitcoin itself. So that's what I wanted to bring you on this particular chart. And another massive one as well, in my opinion, Hong Kong's eyes on for Q1 2024 for spot Bitcoin ETF introduction. So if I'm honest, this potentially might be even bigger than the US spot Bitcoin ETFs approvals, in my opinion. Hong Kong ones potentially might be even bigger than the US spot Bitcoin ETFs. So as you can see, Hong Kong is inching closer to a potential launch of Bitcoin spot ETFs, with one local firm reportedly planning to launch such a fund in the upcoming months. So this could happen within literally the next few months, which is going to be absolutely huge. It'll probably just line up with the Bitcoin halving. So it's a market that has huge potential. VCFG Group Head of Investment and Products Brian Chan said adding that firm aims to reach $500 million in assets under management by the end of the year. This firm is now reportedly working to apply with Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commissioner to start a spot Bitcoin ETF. So there'll be multiple ETFs under China as well, which is absolutely huge. So moving on to our last thing. So yeah, this is basically the US liquidity cycle and the US Treasury 10 to 2 year yield curve, 2005 to 2023. As you can see, the curves line up exactly with the Bitcoin halvings. When we have more liquidity, people have more money to play with, guys. So in my opinion, it's all bullish news from here. So what can happen to Bitcoin in 2024? This is slightly outdated now, but thought I'd bring it to your attention anyway. history does not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. You've probably heard that before in many other people's videos, but that's true. What else do we have to base this off? We don't have much information to base it off, only past history. But because of the ETFs, we don't know how that will affect what the current Bitcoin cycle. So here's what most likely will happen. So this is Crypto Hopper. A current correction in the market will probably wrap around November, December 23. So this, like I said, it's slightly outdated. This suggests Bitcoin's bull market is likely to kick off at the start of 24, which it has. While there'll be corrections along the way, there's unlikely to be as severe as the one triggered by the COVID-19 in March 2020, which is what I pointed to before. In my opinion, we won't have that massive black swan event unless we do have like a World War III come up. For those considering trading cryptocurrencies, it seems like a promising year for long positions, which is true. It's worth noting that while the market might follow a similar pattern to 2020, it will likely be less volatile. So Bitcoin has been exhibiting decreased volatility with each new cycle. So Bitcoin is showing less volatility, but then that also means we are having less returns potentially in the future as each Bitcoin halving cycle continues through the future. So the bottom line, Bitcoin has been showing a 4-year cycle pretty rigorously, and if history is to repeat itself, we will continue to see a short bear market until November, December, from where we will witness almost an uninterrupted bull run next year. Now this guy is basically saying that we potentially might have an uninterrupted bull run in terms of we won't see that particular retracement, but I think we might see a small retracement before we actually hit our new all-time highs for Bitcoin. And what we're saying on Twitter is Bitcoin is the verge of closing strong weekly candle. This is from Alpha Extract. Those who are excited during the ETF sell the news event find themselves on the sidelines. This is what I wanted to tell you as well. People are saying that obviously because of the ETF sell the news event that we're going to go down even further. The last thing you want to do is be on the sideline when everyone else has got their positions and then we are off to the moon, because you potentially won't get this opportunity again to buy at these prices, especially for some of these altcoins, guys. It might be the last time you can buy Casper at like 11 cents, 12 cents. And more of a Bitcoin is still approximately 40% away from its all-time high. And new money inflows remain limited aside from the ETS investments. Once the market acknowledges that BTC deserves to be well above 50k, it will be swiftly reach that level, catching sideline investors completely off guard. Right, so in my opinion, we have there's two chances. We either go down and recorrect at a smaller level. The percentage of that happening, I don't know. Is it 50%? I don't know. The other chance is that we take off and we go, and guys who haven't invested basically are left on the sidelines, and that's it. So guys, we're going to end the video there, and I'll come back with some more content, some more degen altcoins on the next video, but I thought I'd give you a quick market update. And if you like the video, please like it on my YouTube channel and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thanks guys.